Heidelberg, I would say the brand name, and also China
Yeah,
and Japan could have made this
yeah,
machine 20 years ago. Why are they not? Why have they not already done it?
exactly. But don't forget, we have still KPA and we still have Roland. And in Aisha, for example, Komori especially is very, very well doing business. So this means you're right, they have 40% market share, but 60% are not with Heidelberg. Okay? And the question is, where does the money come from the German market or the European market, or coming from the Asian market? And the answer is, unfortunately, not from the European market anymore, as in the past.
Okay. Yeah.
The point is, the machine itself are good. The machine are stable. They do not earn enough money to sell their bills. Let's say it this way.
Mm.
So this means there is no chance to increase the business by 20, 30%, whatever, to sell more machines, that they have 20% more margin in the pocket. The problem is that they are UMC, or the costs driven by the product in compared to the other costs they have to surrounding this business.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the competitive dynamics of an industrial company, with operations in Germany and big focus on cost cutting, and
Of course.
they're talking about that a lot. But the people I've spoken to so far have said, best brand by far.
Definitely. True.
Yes, you
It's true.
can
But,
try and save some money, but
yeah.
you're getting.
But you have to bill your pay, and you have to pay your bills. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Why has Heidelberg sold their headquarters in Heidelberg, just to focus on the smallest area, which is in Wiesloch, close to Heidelberg, of course. They combine everything, including development, board, and so on, is staying on one place to reduce cost. Their top costs are too high. That's the problem. And as I mentioned before, a lot of customers want to have, like we always want to have, the consulting in the first step, but we want to have the cheapest product in the second step as well. And this combination is not so easily, and they were believing, and I fully understand the decision to go to this, let's call it digitalized business model called the subscription. But long story short, you have to find customers all that they are interested in to buy this or to accept this model. And there are just some numbers, not all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Understood. And in their reporting, I couldn't quite figure out how much of their sales or profitability is coming from the new equipment versus the consumables or the parts. I mean, can you say on an average year how much is coming from new sales versus parts versus consumables? I mean, maybe.
So clear statement. I have no clue about it. Have no clue about the official data or the unofficial data. All I can say is that Heidelberg is selling about 10 machines on a digital base a year. 10 machines multiplied by 4 or 5 million. You can do it by yourself. It's quite easy. It is much lower than 100 million euros a year. Okay,
but that's
much lower.
That's just digital. That's just digital.
Just digital. So then we are talking about the consumables business, and the consumables business is roughly 300 million euro. Roughly, I don't know exactly if it's a large figure or not. 300 million in average. So this is consumables, parts, and everything together. Okay, so it's called 3S business. So, and then you compare this now with a roughly 1.8 or whatever exactly they have at the moment billion. You see, it's less than 30% in general. It's 20% also.
Okay, so 15-20% is coming from parts and consumables. Okay, versus new sales, I guess. So it is a small part of the business.
Exactly.
They want it to be bigger, and they're hoping the subscription model will help do that, but it is still small. Okay. Exactly.
And as I mentioned, the idea behind this, that when we are talking about the relevant production volume we're talking about, the sheet fed offset has a market share in theory of roughly 2.4 billion euro. That is a total market share for all printing, sheet fed offset printing presses in the world. 2.4 billion. And when you compare this now with the consumables business, which is about 8 billion euro, then you can say